If you want to build a PC yourself, you have to learn about PC components in order to pick the right ones and not bottleneck your system. For that reason, I will show you the best gaming PC builds for every budget that you can get right now in 2023. Also, if you are a beginner, I will explain what each of these PCs are capable of running and the estimated performance. That way, you are able to understand if it's going to be the right PC for you or not. You will have the links to all of these PCs down below in the video description. With that being said, let's start. With the first PC, we have a really solid system for $700. Now, if you have less than $700, you will have bonus PCs in the description, so there's a PC for everyone. Don't worry if your budget is not mentioned in this video. But with this first one, is $700 and you get the i3 12100F alongside the RX 6700 XT. For those who are new to PCs, this system is capable of 1080p ultra settings, but also 1440p high. So if you want to start playing at 1440p on a budget, this is the right PC to go with. And if you want to play esports titles such as Valorant and Fortnite at 1080p, you will be able to run these titles at above 240 FPS, so you can buy a high refresh rate monitor as well. On this PC, you get 16 gigs of RAM on dual channel of DDR4 at 3200 MHz. You also get 1TB of Gen 4 SSD, which by the way, 1TB is the sweet spot for gaming right now. Then for the case, we have the Bitfinex Nova Mesh Micro ATX mini case. This one has a front mesh panel, excellent airflow, and it comes with 3 pre-installed fans already. They are RGB, and if you do not like RGB, that's totally fine. You can always turn it off. Then for the power supply, we have a 600 watt 80 plus gold power supply that's going to be way more than enough for this build. So overall, for $700, you're getting a gaming PC that will deliver at 1080p ultra settings any game, but also 1440p high. With the next one, we have a $1,000 gaming PC. This one has the Ryzen 5 5600, which is better than the i3 12100F, especially in high CPU demanding titles like Fortnite, CSGO, Flight Simulator, and other games. And then the most important change here is that we get the RX 6800 XT instead of the 6700 XT, which is much better in terms of gaming performance. The 6800 XT is about 30% faster than the RX 6700 XT, and also considering you have a better CPU, this performance increase even more. This performance difference increase even more. I would recommend you buying this system if you want to play at 1440p ultra settings, or you want to start playing at 4K on a budget, considering 4K PCs are usually more expensive, but honestly, you're spending $1,000 and getting an excellent system for 1440p and 4K resolution. I do not recommend you buying this system for 1080p. In my opinion, it's an overkill and a waste of money. On an 18 game average at 1440p high quality settings, it was able to manage 157 FPS, which, trust me, is really high, especially considering high demanding titles were tested as well. For the memory kit, we have 32 gigs of RAM as well instead of 16 gigs, which means that the performance while streaming is gonna be better, and also if you want to do content creation or productivity work, this system is gonna be a huge upgrade over the last one. Then for the power supply, I picked a 650 watt 80 plus bronze power supply, the same 1TB of SSD, a solid motherboard for the price for our Ryzen 5, and I've also added an aftermarket CPU cooler in the Thermalright Assassin X for just around $19. Honestly, you can get away with the stock cooler from AMD if you want to save around $20 or so. With the next one, we have a high-end system for $1,500. Here you get the latest Ryzen 5 7600 alongside the RX 7900 XT. The RX 7900 XT is about 34% faster than the RX 6800 XT, and in my opinion is the best 1440p GPU out there. So if you want to play at 1440p maxed out settings in any game, I believe this one is the best GPU that you can get, or the RTX 4070 Ti, which is around the same price. The reason why I recommend the RX 7900 XT instead of the RTX 4070 Ti is because at the same price you get slightly better gaming performance and you get more gigs of VRAM. If you're a content creator, the RTX 4070 Ti is the best choice, but if you want to play at 1440p or 4K, the AMD graphics card, in my opinion, is the better option, especially because of the VRAM. For those who are new to PCs and don't understand VRAM, basically at 4K, 16 gigs of VRAM is recommended, and this one has 20 gigs and the RTX 4070 Ti has 12 gigs instead, which for most titles is not a problem, but for the latest AAA games like Hogwarts Legacy, on ultra settings at 4K is going to use more VRAM. So the 7900 XT not only is better at those titles, but also more future-proof. And this is not me being an AMD fanboy, because I currently have the RTX 4070 Ti on my system because I'm a content creator. So it really depends on your usage, but for gaming, go with the AMD one. In my opinion, is the better choice in terms of price to performance. Then for the case, I picked the Fractal Design Pop Mini Air. This one has amazing airflow, 3 pre-installed fans, 2 in the front and 1 in the back, and honestly it looks simple and really nice. Also, because you get the Ryzen 5 7600, you get the latest AM5 platform, which means that down the line, if you want to upgrade the CPU with another CPU from AMD, you will not have to change the motherboard. And if you want to go with Intel and down the line you want to change to a new Intel CPU, you will have to change not only the CPU but also the motherboard. Overall, this PC for $1,500 is perfect for 1440p and 4K gaming on high settings. And last but not least, we have the greatest PC on this video with the $2,000 PC. Here you get the RX 7900 XTX, which is the best GPU from AMD right now. And then for the CPU, we have the Ryzen 7 7800 X3D, which is one of the best CPUs for gaming on the whole market, arguably the best CPU. I recommend this PC for 4K resolution, and honestly, there's no game that you can't run at 4K ultra settings with the highest FPS. The only GPU that will deliver better performance than the RX 7900 XTX is going to be the RTX 4090, but that one is much more expensive. As I said at the beginning, you will have PCs that are more expensive in the description as bonus systems, but in my opinion, for gaming, you do not need anything more than this. You also get 32 gigs of RAM of DDR5 memory, 2 TB of Gen 4 SSD, and then a motherboard that's excellent for this type of build. Enough RAM for streaming on the highest settings, and you also get the best graphics card from AMD and the best CPU on the market. Overall, a great system for $2,000 that on a 16 game average on ultra settings, it was able to manage 113 FPS on average, right next to the RTX 4090. Now, getting a PC build is excellent in terms of price to performance, but maybe you don't want to build a PC yourself, perhaps you don't have time to build one, or you just don't want to go through the process of building it and you just want to buy a system, plug and play. For that reason, I recommend you watching my video about the best Prebuilt PCs of the month. You will have that video in the top right of the screen. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I will try to reply as fast as possible. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.